what up? Aaron Jeffries. And BTC Middleweight Title.
That's right.
You ever had one of those belts before? Have you ever?
I've had a few AMI belts, but not pro. First pro belt.
Different level, yeah.
For sure.
Your last fight was BTC 3?
Yep.
And that you were in a state of pure optimum performance. You remember
flow.
that pretty
The flow
vividly.
state, for sure. Absolutely.
And in your other fights, have you been able to feel that experience to that level?
Not even close. No, that was number one by far.
So for people who are not obsessed with performance, flow state is a physiologically and psychologically optimum state. Mm-hmm. And actually, if there's a physiology, mm-hmm. There are neurotransmitters that are released in the brain that allow you to sort of almost watch the experience as it happens.
Yep.
Time is different.
Yep.
How did you experience time in that fight?
Just like
almost as if there was none?
One step ahead. Like I could see everything before he did it. As he threw a jab, I could see it coming and move accordingly.
I've got a breakdown on that. It's on the BTC MMA Instagram page and mine. And you can see it. And he's a fantastic fighter.
Yeah,
he is.
He throws heavy hands.
Yeah, and he's won some great fights. He won a boxing match recently.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be great if they were all this way? That you just could go out and have this freedom of performance and be a step ahead, and you see them start to realize their discomfort, and you start to feel even more comfort.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't all be like that.
Probably not.
but what you'll hope to do is recreate that scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of that happens in the training room.
Absolutely. And I feel like my last bunch of sparring sessions have been like that, so hoping to keep it going. I think coming off that win too and still having that kind of fresh in my mind is super important.
Yeah, and being able to kind of taste the flavor of what that feels like.
Exactly.
The walk to the cage itself is a part of the freeing of yourself to be able to perform that way. Mm-hmm. It's terrifying. Yeah. For people, most people are never going to do this because they're sane, but it's terrifying. You know? I did it, and there are a number of things that go through your mind, and they may be different each time, but among them can be, what the fuck am I doing here?
That's it, every time. Why the fuck am I doing this?
Have you, this is something I've been asked a lot of fighters, but I suspect I know the answer.
Yeah.
You tell yourself, this is the last time I'm ever going to do this? Have you told yourself that on walks before?
Yeah, probably, for sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in the change room too.
Yeah.
When you're getting the nerves and they tell
you we're gonna do it this time, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. This is way too fucking much. This sucks.
Yeah. But they say that ability to be able to perform so freely is about moving towards fear.
Yeah.
Because shit, in life, all the best things are on the other side of fear.
Absolutely. Everything good's got to come with something bad. So
you fight potentially even better fighter this time, Jo Vallée. Have you watched many of his fights?
Yeah, he was a potential, I think, for the BTC in November when I didn't get a fight on that card. Yeah. So we did a bit of research on him back then. So yeah, I studied a bit.
And would you be a fan of this guy if you weren't fighting him?
It's a good question. I don't know. I never heard of him before, so probably not. But seems like a decent dude.
I've commentated a number of his fights, and of course we know that fighters' identities can change from fight to fight and round to round.
For sure.
But he has been a very smart, minimizing the risk type of fighter. Have you seen that when you watch him?
Yeah. That's a nice way to put it, I think.
Yeah.
Minimizing risk or kind of being a little bit tentative in there,
gun-shy.
I think. Yeah, a little gun-shy, tentative, kind of holds back a little bit.
And what do you do with a fighter like that? If somebody is avoiding that physical conflict of the chaos of exchanges, how do you beat that?
Put the pressure on him, for sure, yeah. Make him work, make him uncomfortable.
Corner him.
Yeah, exactly.
Bird dog him.
I think that's the way to break him.
You're an interesting fighter. I've enjoyed watching your moments. Why, for somebody who, on some level, like all sane people, when you walk towards it, you're like, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Why do you fight? Why is this your thing?
It's an addiction, man. I had 2 years off. I blew out both my knees. And after I blew out my second knee, I said, that's it, I'm done. And the more time that goes, the more you just keep getting the itch, and it's like any other addiction, you can't stay away.
Yeah, and like any other addiction, it is dangerous.
For sure.
For sure. So What would a perfect night look like for you on Saturday night?
Same as the last one, I'd say. Show up, do my thing, get a win, and chill with my friends and family after. Have a few drinks, relax. That's it, man. That's what every fighter wants.
It's true. I watched somebody ask Crow Cop the other day, "What do you have to do to come out victorious?"
Yeah.
And he says, "I have to have the referee pick my hand up."
Yeah,
when they
that's
say
it.
the score. It's so true. Can I ask you, what's the worst couple of moments you've had in a fight? What are the dangerous, or where have you been pushed and threatened and made uneasy in fights?
That's a good question. I think my first ever fight, my first AMI fight, I went in thinking I was just gonna like smoke this guy and blow him out of the water, and he had a few fights, and he was supposed to be like the local big shot in Ohio, and he whooped my ass for 2 rounds. So that was pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Aside from that, like I only have 1 pro loss, and it was a decision. It wasn't that bad, so I don't know. I haven't really been put in too many bad spots.
They come eventually.
Absolutely.
And then you welcome them.
Yeah.
But it is funny you mentioned your first fight. You ask 100 fighters how they thought their first fight was going to go. It'd be a jumping spinning kick that knocked the guy out,
Exactly.
and the ring card
Yeah.
girls would ask them to go out, and everything was great. And it's just
Yeah.
that's just not the reality.
No.
There's another guy in there
Yeah.
who's trained his whole life to try to take this from you.
Exactly. Yeah. I still felt like $1 million after. I thought it was the coolest dude in the world for having an MMA fight. I got to go tell all my friends about it.
Most people are never going to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, have fun in that Saturday,
Thanks, man.
man. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it.